Hey, and welcome to Hilarious User Reviews. This is brought to you by the Ganja Gamers. It's where we go through some movie reviews, TV reviews, whatever, really, just about finding funny reviews, and there's really a bunch of them, actually. Today we're doing Jack and Jill, and this movie's pretty goddamn horrible. It's not you, it's the Chimichangas, and they're making a run for the border. Filled with this types of jokes, filled with sponsors. Dunkin' Donuts, Pepto-Bismol, Coca-Cola, every Sony product you could think of, American Airlines, Subway, Royal Caribbean, and even Morton Steakhouse gets a plug here. I did like one joke in this. It was said to Jarrett from Subway, which, in hindsight, how unwholesome that appearance is now. But I think he says, but Jill says to Jarrett, I miss the old Jarrett, the 400-pound one. The one who scared us all. So I kind of really like that. I thought that was a funny joke. That was the only time I actually think I laughed in this whole movie. And unfortunately, I had to watch this movie again. I saw it once, years ago, just to witness how bad it was. This was the second time witnessing that. And oh God, is it bad. But I pulled up some funny user reviews. That's what this podcast is all about. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. I'm Pete Overlook. You can find me on Twitter. At Overlook Cinema. Also at the Ganja Gamers. But here's the first review. This is brought to you by Eric Brownboy 2 from November of 2018. 10 of 10. Adam Sandler needs an Oscar nom. This movie is a masterpiece. Sandler's performance as both the male and female character is something completely original and never done before. It's quite beautiful how he managed to come up with an idea so unique and breathtaking that just rocks my entire world. Jill's character is so deep, well written, and emotionally in tune with the rest of the cast that the watcher of this movie connects with her character on a spiritual level. Her dialogue is so deftly woven into the screenplay that we can't even help but want more Jill. The child actors in this movie are tight. They're beautiful and lovable. Even the Greek gods envy them. I mean, who doesn't? Haters of movies are blind to the society we live in. The political background of this movie is what truly makes it genius, and anyone who can't understand the references to our government are lower than a rattlesnake's belly. Adam Sandler has proven once again that he is a force to be reckoned with in this business, and he absolutely should be nominated for an Oscar for this masterpiece. His genius is one of the greatest human accomplishments in mankind's history. Love Autry. P.S. This masterpiece is living for a sequel, maybe even two, and a prequel. So I could see some hints of sarcasm in that. I'm not sure if Autry is being generally serious, but that is a 10 out of 10 review. My next review, it's also a 10 out of 10. It's from Comedy Makes Me Laugh 11 from November 2011. So this is getting close to when this movie actually came out. So that's kind of scary. I wonder if they actually went and saw this in theaters and said, I need to go on IMDb and write this review. So 10 out of 10. Not bad, I laughed is the title. I'm just giving it a 10 to balance it out because I think 3.5 is pretty low. I mean, come on. If you're a fan like I am of Sandler, you gotta support every movie he's in just for the sheer enjoyment I get seeing him on screen. Whether he's part of a good script or not. No homo. I love his personality and him as a person, so it's hard to hate on any of his movies. And I gotta say, even though it scores under most of his movies, I still enjoyed watching it. Although it's not a movie I would put on the Blu-ray player to watch when deciding a movie, but if it's on TV on one of those movie channels, I'd leave it on. Just because I love Sandler and I love the way his films look. Aesthetically are nice, always colorful and saturated, and filmed somewhere beautiful. Okay, that's an interesting take on this because I have to say the exact opposite. I feel like this movie does not care about the aesthetics whatsoever. It's purely just about his comedy, in quotation there. And also, it's there's even scenes where you go to the Lakers game and you could tell it's just, they shot this on the tiniest set that they could. They have two players dressed in Sacramento Kings jerseys that are obviously on like a riser, and they're kind of closer to the camera to make them look bigger. And Jill standing next to them saying how big and freakish they look. So I'm not sure about that review. I think that was serious. Here's another 10 out of a 10 review from Sam Severs, 12. This is from December 2016. 10 out of 10. Embodiment of the Renaissance of cinema. Jack and Jill is a phenomenal piece about identity and how we deal with our identities. It speaks to the basic tenets in our heart that despite our family members, we always in the end love them. This brilliant film highlights this idea in quality dialogue with great directing and writing. All of our world situations, whether they're troubling or beneficiary, are displayed in this film. All the while having witty humor that can make the sternest of the stern chuckle with glee. The comedy factor of this statement about the human psyche really does a great job. It doesn't drown the audience in boredom. Quality humor and a great message for all the members of the family to enjoy. I applaud you, Adam Sandler, for creating another masterpiece for the scrapbook. I don't know what scrapbook he's referring to. I mean, maybe this guy really does scrapbook a lot of Adam Sandler roles. Mr. Deeds, Jack and Jill, Funny People, which people say is good. It's highly doubtful, especially after watching this movie. But then there is Uncut Gems, and then there's Punch Drunk Love, where Adam Sandler is pretty good. Maybe even masterful there. So here's getting down to reality. This is a 1 of 10 from The Car 512 on November 2011. So this could have been right after seeing it. 1 of 10 deserves to be erased from film history. I will start by saying I've enjoyed many Adam Sandler movies, and have found him to be a generally funny guy when I've seen him interviewed when he was on Saturday Night Live. Was he talking about Opera Man there? I laughed gleefully through Anger Management, Mr. Deeds, Billy Madison, 50 First Dates, and Happy Gilmore. Funny People and Just Go With It were awesome movies. I was brought to tears in Sandler's emotional portrayal in Reign Over Me. That's actually not a bad movie, I will say that too. I have great respect for the man as a comedian and actor, but Jack and Jill is abysmal. The jokes are not only bizarrely misplaced, they are not funny. That is written in all caps. I do agree. I did not hear a single laugh, not even a slight giggle from any audience member of the theater. So this person really did go see it in theaters. This is miserable to go watch that. In fact, almost a third of them walked out before it was over. Those who stayed openly derided the film as we exited the theater in utter disgust and sadness. I don't know why Al Pacino was in this movie. His acting made it seem like he was forced at gunpoint to do this movie. Nick Swartzen and Tim Meadows are way too funny to be in such a disaster, especially given Swartzen's stellar performance and Just Go With It. Now I want to see that. I've not seen that movie. Nick Swartzen, I think, is a funny comedian. I think his specials are great. I think it's incredibly terrible that he gets thrown into the Sandler stable. It's terrible. So back to the review. This movie is not a flop. It's an oops. It's not a mistake. It's a career-ending pile of trash. A career ender that started with Sandler's god-awful grown-ups and climaxes with this revolting hunk of garbage. Sorry, Adam. It's over. So they really want to get after Adam Sandler right there. But Jesus Christ, I mean, if you saw this in theaters, that's pretty abysmal. That you even thought, like, let's go watch this. This is one to obviously skip. I've not seen Grown Ups like they talk about here, but I did see Grown Ups too. I don't know why I saw the sequel. Maybe just, for spite. And just to kind of like, torture myself a little bit. And I figured the first one's probably bad. The second one's got to be worse. And sometimes you just love some good bad movies. Next one here is also 1 out of 10. It's written by mbins04670028 from July 2015. 1 of 10. Is there a score lower than 0? That's what it's titled. This movie is exhausting. I can't even bear to talk about how awful it is. I couldn't possibly spoil the ending for you, though there wouldn't be a point to sustain myself from doing so. I don't know the ending. I couldn't bear to sit through in the theater until the end, and I couldn't tolerate it on any other platform. I feel like Adam Sandler still thinks that he's funny, as he's used to being in films like Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison, but no. It's like he's brain damaged, and thinks that fart jokes are the funniest thing in the world. In summary, do not waste your money, time, and life to sit and watch this garbage. I'd rather watch a raccoon get run over by a bunch of cars than watch any Adam Sandler comedy of the 21st century. I have to stop thinking about this garbage. I am losing my mind. He is right. I do want to go back to the 19th century and watch Adam Sandler films from that time. That would be pretty great, going back all the way then. But yeah, I mean, I do agree. It's like, I don't know about the killing of the raccoons. That seems a little harsh. But I pulled these 5. I thought they were funny. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're on all of that. And I'm on Twitter at Overlook Cinemas. I'm Pete Overlook. This is brought to you by The Ganja Gamers, at The Ganja Gamers on Twitter. Have a good one, guys.